What is going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another video review. Today we're gonna take a look at Loki from Avengers Endgame, and you can order this figure at bigbadtoystore.com. I'll put the link down below. So this is a figure that I've been waiting for a while now, because I don't have any Lokis. I sold my other Lokis, so if you've been with my channel, I had pretty much every Loki but the Avengers Loki. Sold all of them. I don't need more than one Loki, honestly. I just need a Loki. So this is for me the Loki to have. This is just one representation of Loki that I love from both basically Avengers 1 all the way down to Endgame, and this is all I need, right? So when this was announced, I knew I was gonna get it. It's a matter of when, and this has been delayed for 2 years. So I can't wait to get this, and I finally have it in hand. And I know this is a bit controversial with the head sculpt and all that stuff, so we are going to tackle all of that in this review. But first, let's go for the unboxing. As you can see right away, this comes with a lot of accessories, more than what I'm used to. I had Ragnarok, I had Dark World. What else is in there? I never had a first one, so I guess that's all the Lokis that I need. And this is finally, I bought Ragnarok for this helmet because I think this is so iconic for him, but I don't like how it attaches compared to the Ragnarok one. Now you got the handcuffs, muzzle as well. So right off the bat, this is more, you got the Tesseract. Right off the bat, this comes more compared to the Ragnarok one. The Ragnarok one, how you attach the helmet is so easy. You can just kind of put it on his head. This one, you got to detach them. Kind of gives me nightmares because I do remember, kind of like the Chitauris back in the day when you put their helmet on. This is kind of reminding me of that, and it's a scary proposition to do that helmet because the sides are kind of hitting the face, which I really don't like because you could scratch the cheeks doing that way. Right off the bat, the materials of the suit is beautiful. It's not as baggy as the first one. I never had the first one, but that's kind of what turned me off back then. And now you got this beautiful stand that kind of half Loki, half Endgame, and crotch grabber as well, like the traditional one, so it doesn't take too much space. So that is nice. Just kind of insert it right so, and very simple. That's all you need. Let's take a closer look on the accessories. So he got two, I'll call that the staff holding hand, kind of grabbing things. The one is kind of pointy fingers, I believe they're for the daggers, and you got some expressive hands there. And I would call this kind of like the Obi-Wan hand, kind of like casting a spell or something like that. And you can see the kind of like the armor is attached to the hand as well. You got the Tesseract, you got this nice what do you call the shackles? I think I had the shackles for the Dark World, not on Ragnarok. Nicely done. It's there. Nice to have. You got the muzzle as well. This is upside down. Well, no, this is the right way, I believe. And again, not on the Dark. Right off the bat, the accessories is much better this time. You get this dagger. They're not die cast. They're just plastic, but nicely painted as such. And I showed you the stand earlier, pretty standards, but upon closer look, this looks pretty good, so hey, nothing fancy here, just a stand for your Hot Toys. Avengers Endgame. And now for his staff, so he has two. So I already have this in multiple ones. So I got one from Bruce Banner from back in the day, so the shorter one at least. And I believe the shorter one is also from Cap, 2012 Avengers Endgame, which I also do have. But this is the first time that I am going to have this, the longer one. As you can see, it goes all the way down. See that? That's just a massive difference right there. And it gives you, I guess, that more Loki feel. Because he does come with that staff. And the helmet, if I remember on my Dark World, it's a bit shinier. This one's more dull, darker, almost no shine to it. It does have this nice texture to it, beautiful details, but again, it's not as kind of like dull as I could remember. Maybe I'm wrong here, but it is nice, nicely painted. Just don't like how it attaches. Now the updated suit. Right off the bat, you'll see it is less baggy, more form-fitting. Now it does have a lot of pleather on it. So if you live in a humid, environment, country, you might want to take that into consideration. However, most Lokis are like this though. So what are your options? Your option is, maybe to apply a 303 on it or not have a Loki at all. If you're concerned about that, that would be my suggestion is, kind of avoid this Loki if that is the case. But if you do that, I think you're going to miss out on a very good figure now. So it is up to you. I know they're expensive and they're kind of, and it's not worth it to be scared, so to speak, when you're having this, when you're paying that much money. But hey, I can tell you right now, it's a treat to have this guy. And you see the cape, just perfect length. It's not touching the floor. The pleats it drapes beautifully. I think the hair sculpt is nice as well. As you can see, it is based off Avengers 1, so it's kind of like all over the place there. The armor on his shoulders are nice, all the way down to the gauntlet, and then it attaches to his hand, all the way down to as well, with that kind of like pleather type material. This is split cut boot, which is nice. So it can stand on its own, as you can see here. I wasn't using any stand whatsoever. And now let's take a look at the head sculpt. The ever so, I would say, hated head sculpt. And from here, as you can see, it's not as bad as I thought it would be, honestly. I'm not saying it is perfect, but it's not as horrible as, the initial reactions made it out to be. The forehead is a bit longer than I would like. And, I would say that. Maybe the expression, I would have wanted them to have gone either smirking one or more angrier than this, because this look right here, and again, the head sculpt is not as bad as I thought it would be. Honestly, I have concerns, but it's not terrible even without the helmet on. I think 90% of the people are going to display him with the helmet on. I like the sculpting of the hair. I think it's phenomenal. The forehead is a bit bigger, and I think I know why, because of the helmet. This is the perfect opportunity to have a second head sculpt, one with a helmet on, so we don't have to deattach that helmet. And by doing that, I think it's an opportunity to have a different expression. With Loki, without the helmet on, you would kind of like him smirking. With the helmet on, kind of more intense look, kind of like the one that I would show next here. Because with a helmet on, he looks phenomenal, in my opinion, right? Like, so he comes from, maybe without a helmet on, I would say like a 7. With a helmet on, I would say it would jump into around an 8 or a 9, even a 9. Okay, maybe 9's too high, maybe like an 8.5. But still, it's not bad. I think it looks good. It is still not perfect whatsoever. But again, it's serviceable. It's Loki. You see it there. Again, I just don't like the way the helmet attaches. I think it's a missed opportunity to have Loki. And it kind of sucks because this was announced, 3 years ago? If this was announced today, I think he would have had a purse. And I think it's an opportunity. Even without a purse, I think he would have been perfect with a second head sculpt with a different, expression on it. But it is what it is. At least we had another chance at a Loki, an Avengers Loki at that, because at one point he was one of those grails where everyone wanted that Avengers Loki, because let's face it, that is the Loki to have. But at this rate, what is this, like 260, 265, something like that? It is not bad at all. And see, if you put the light on top of his head, kind of brightening it up, it looks really great. Now articulation, because it is the neck and head is one piece, you have limited range here, but enough. He's not flying or anything, so you don't need him to go up here. Now the side armor is plastic, hard plastic, so there's no give into it even if you move the arms forward. And I also don't like the fact that the suit is one piece, so normally there is a perfect chance again to separate on the shoulders because you can't see it anyway. But I think they made it one piece, so they made it really limited, movement wise on the arms. On the waist, you already know it's gonna have some trouble. On the the pants here, I think it's pretty good because I've seen him in some sitting poses. For those who has Loki throne, that is excellent as well. You can bend the knees backwards there. It is a pretty good give. There's some movement on the waist, but not too much. Nothing crazy. Bicep swivel, leg swivel as well. So overall, pretty decent range of articulation. Now let's put him in some poses before we wrap this thing up. Nice look right here. I got this from the Avengers 1, where it's kind of like foggy when he's kind of, so I had him hold that dagger because I wanted a pose with him holding it. It is okay. That hand is not really meant for that because it keeps on falling off, and as you can see, it's already sliding down. Him holding the Tesseract here as well. Pretty decent, I would say. Movement there. And now I got this from one of the prototypes as well. Him on the blogger pictures and whatnot, being held up in the Avengers, what do you call that? The thing that they do have, and just muscled up and all that stuff. He's in a cage basically when they had Hulk. And this is nice, a nice change of pace look, I would say, if you're into if you want to utilize some of his accessories. You're feeling you go out, you want to take pictures of him in this look. It's nice that you have that option, although I don't see myself displaying him in this manner, but it's nice to have, always with retaining the price that he is in. And now some size comparison here with Thor and Thanos. You can see the difference here. I kind of went with the look and also the background of Infinity War. If you remember on that scene, this is how they are, when he killed Loki, basically. Thanos did, and Thor as well. So you can kind of see the dynamics here. It looks well. It looks really nice. And also size comparison wise next to the Infinity War Thor. I only have two Thors right now, this and the Bro Thor from Endgame, but I think they interacted better. And there it is, guys. This is Loki, and as you can see from the bottom here, this is all the accessories that he comes with. I think you are gonna get your money's worth. If you are still one of the few Marvel collectors out there, I think you and you don't have a Loki. Even if you have the first Loki, I think this is a significant upgrade, a good enough upgrade to sell your old one to get this, just from the outfit alone. And I think this is a better head sculpt. I think some people like the expression more on the older one, but I've had older. That's one of the first Hot Toys out there. The paint application has upgraded significantly, and I think the outfit as well. If you want to wait, I think this is one of those guys who are not gonna sell out right away, and it's gonna see a significant discount. But when is the question? Because if we're following the pattern here, you see Vision and cables of that kind, and Winter Soldier, they were released last year at around November or October, and they still haven't seen at least 10 or 20% off, and we're like 6 months in. So this was just released. So if you are willing to wait another 6-7 months without getting him, I think you will get a good chunk of savings out there. But if you can't wait, the price is decent enough that I would be like, hey, you know what? It's not that bad. But if I'm a betting man, I think he would see a sale down the line for Loki. But nonetheless, it doesn't take away the fact that he is a good figure. If you're still, like I said, a Marvel collector, this is a must-have, one of the top 3 villains out there. Thank you for watching, guys. Hopefully you subscribe.